My summer bucket list probably looks pretty different than most 20-somethings, but I'm more than okay with that. This time of year, there is so much noise online about what summer should look like. Lavish vacations, trendy wardrobes, and packed calendars, just to name a few. And honestly, I've tried to chase all of that before. I did it for years and years. The aesthetic, the pace, the pressure to make every moment of summer count. And in reality, it often left me feeling more drained than fulfilled. So this year, I'm craving something quieter. Instead of trying to do it all, buy it all, and keep up with everybody else, I'm making some tiny intentional swaps. And these are small changes that feel more aligned with the life that I want to live, and in particular, the summer that I want to experience. None of this is a rule book. These are just the things that are working for me in this season of my life, and maybe some of them will resonate with you too. So let's jump into it. Swap number one is in the wardrobe department, and that is switching from a trend-fueled wardrobe to more of a feel-good uniform and creative self-expression. This has been a long time coming. I am still making changes and learning as I go, but let's just go back for a minute to how I used to shop and approach my wardrobe, especially in the summertime. I used to be the girl who was buying a new outfit or a piece of clothing for pretty much every new event or occasion, whether that was a clubbing night with my friends or attending a wedding as a guest. I would buy new things even if I had something that I could wear already in my wardrobe. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with buying an outfit or a piece of clothing for a specific need or a gap that you have in your wardrobe. That's not the type of shopping behavior that I'm talking about. I am more so referring to shopping even though we have what we need already. And that was something that I was notoriously guilty for, especially in the summer, with all of the beautiful fashion trends and style inspiration, and especially being on social media and seeing influencers post new outfits literally every single day. It just felt normal, and it was my normal. So I've since kind of gone away from that habit and leaned more into a capsule wardrobe. So repeating items that feel really good on me, that are in fabrics that are comfortable and make me feel good, and in fits that are flattering for my body type. It's been a learning process to train myself to believe that repeating outfits is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. And when you're in that habit of shopping for something new every single time, it is definitely a difficult hamster wheel to jump off of. So if you're there right now, don't feel discouraged. There's so many ways to style that don't need to involve consuming more. So in this particular season of my life, I'm leaning into fabrics that are soft and breathable. I really love linen in the summer, 100% cotton. I love cotton gauze. That's what this dress is made of. And things that are just flowy and breathable, because obviously I'm 7 months pregnant, but I'm also just trying to find new and creative ways to express myself in my outfits without necessarily going out and buying new pieces. So something recent that I've been doing is making my own handmade bead bracelets. It's a really fun activity, something you can do on your own or with friends. It's not super expensive, and it allows you to add those personal touches to your looks without costing a whole bunch of money and without accumulating a whole bunch of wardrobe clutter. I'm also learning to incorporate more color into my life. I have purple nails right now, which is a first for me, but it's got me excited about wearing color and just expressing myself in different ways instead of going out and finding inspiration through shopping. So get creative and see what you can come up with what's already in your wardrobe. Swap number two has to do with something that is very well known in the summer, which is patio season, at least here in Vancouver, where it's sunny and warm all the time. It is a thing to go out and have dinner, lunch, drinks on a patio to enjoy the summer weather and, socialize with friends. But Dining out can be so expensive. It is expensive, especially when you add it all up at the end of summer. It is always our most expensive season, personally, in our household, and we're well aware of that. So instead of frequently dining out and overspending on meals and drinks outside of the home, I am trying to romanticize our meals at home. So bring that joy and experience of the satisfaction of a fresh cold drink or a fresh meal into our home. Some of the ways that I am doing this is just by setting the table every single time that we eat. So that's laying out our nice placemats, putting our cutlery out, having our nice linen napkins on the plates, lighting up a candle, playing some music in the background, having themed dinner nights. We recently just did a taco night and we had like salsa music in the background, the whole thing. We made it honestly a really fun little event and it was very enjoyable. I think more enjoyable than it would have been at a restaurant. Another way that I'm doing this is making my own mocktails at home. It's a super simple thing, so much cheaper than going out and buying cocktails, which I obviously am not drinking right now, but I do enjoy that refreshing sip on a patio, and why not recreate that at home? There are so many different recipes online, and it's actually fun, the act of creating something like that yourself. I'm also trying to experiment with different recipes that use ingredients I haven't used in the past. So one recent one that I did was this sheet pan recipe. It takes literally less than 25 minutes to whip up and put on the table, and it includes corn, shrimp, cherry tomatoes, and fennel, which I had never cooked with before, but was so pleasantly surprised with the taste of. And we've had that twice in the past month because it ended up being so good. And now it's a really great summer staple that we can quickly make and enjoy thoroughly at home. So take this as your permission slip to ditch all of the patio dining out meals and make something fun and exciting at home. I obviously love dining out still, and we do still go out for dinner or lunch once in a while or go out for an ice cream treat, but it's not something that we're doing on a frequent basis and that we are making into a habit, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to foster the mindset of we have food at home and it can taste and feel just as special as dining out. Swap number 3, instead of trying to do it all, I am picking a few intentional projects to complete this summer. Summertime is a really great time to be productive. I think it has something to do with the extra daylight that we get, or maybe some people have more time off, and it just makes you feel like you want to get stuff done. At least that's how I always feel in the summer, with the sunshine out, the good vibes flowing. It's just very motivating. But I've learned that when I'm busy completing all of these projects, I'm not allowing for the space to slow down, rest, and just enjoy summer for what it is. To just sit and relax, honestly. That's what summer should be, I think. And that's not to say it can't be productive, but I think that there is a balance that can be found between relaxing and refreshing ourselves before the busy fall season starts again, and also just getting a few things done that are meaningful and have an impact positively. So for me this summer, I had originally planned to reorganize, declutter, and just clean out our storage locker, which has things like Christmas decorations, the extra car seat, an AC unit, and all of these just random things that we do need but are kind of shoved in there right now. I was planning to go through that and complete that project, but then I realized that that's not gonna have the most meaningful impact on me in the next season. So I'm just gonna completely focus my energy and time on preparing for my postpartum season starting in September. And I'm okay with that. I have come to peace with that. So maybe you're in a similar boat and you've got a massive list of projects that you want to complete this season, but you also want to rest and relax. I definitely encourage you to take a hard look at that list and ask yourself what would feel good to complete really well, to take your time on, to not rush through, and what would have the most meaningful impact on your life at the end of this season. Maybe those are the projects that you need to focus on this summer. Swap number 4, instead of people-pleasing yeses and overcommitting myself, I am making value-aligned plans, or at least trying to. So what does this actually look like and what does that mean? If I receive a request to commit to something or an invitation, if it's not a full body yes, then it's a no, or at least a not right now. I think minimalism is as much about being intentional about how we spend our time and energy as it is about our money and physical possessions. And this has everything to do with that mindset of really placing a lot of value on your time and knowing that you don't owe your time to anybody else, except for maybe your family, if you're a mom or a wife, for example. So sometimes that means leaving a Saturday open on the weekend. Saturdays are typically when, our family is home and we don't have a whole bunch to do. We're not doing a whole bunch of housework. So there is time in the day to commit to things. But sometimes we just want to have a slow Saturday, and that means not actually scheduling anything with anybody, leaving room for slowness and rest and spontaneity. We do strictly keep Sundays for family and church only, so that is something that we kind of have as a sacred time in our calendar, so to say. But if an invitation pops up or we're requested to commit to something, there are 3 questions that I try to ask myself, or we try to ask ourselves as a family before actually saying yes. Number 1 is, do I want to do this? Number 2, does it align with my values? And number 3, will it drain or energize me? It's not obviously just a black and white situation when you're asking those questions, but it can give you a better idea of whether it's really worth your time or not. And lastly, instead of 24/7 digital connection, I am doing regular digital detoxes. And yes, I am doing this even as a digital minimalist. I still get trapped in scrolling on Pinterest too long, or watching a few too many YouTube videos, or just having my phone on me when I really don't need to have it, like when I'm hanging out with my husband, or I'm out with my daughter running errands and just pulling out my phone to check my email. Like, it's not necessary all the time, and I know that I still have work to do on being more intentional with it. So I honestly often feel the pull to just disconnect myself from my phone, and some things that are helping with that is swapping over to my minimalist phone. I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago, so I'll link that here if you haven't seen it, but swapping to that phone so that I can take a break from all the unlimited apps on my iPhone, whether that's for a day or two or maybe even up to a week. It really helps me to create space for myself and gain back some mental clarity. It can also look like leaving my phone on the charger in the evening after we've put our daughter to bed and just having phone-free time with my husband. Sometimes that looks like deleting a whole bunch of apps off of my phone so that I really have no reason to go on it and click unless I receive a phone call or a text message. There are so many different ways to detox from these digital connections, and I think that they are really handy, especially in a season that is typically so full of connection. It's really nice to just slow down once in a while. If you're also feeling ready for a slower summer, one with more clarity, more presence, and more space to breathe, I hope this video gave you some ideas. Because minimalism isn't about missing out. It's about choosing what matters and just letting the rest go. Whether you choose to make one of these swaps or just give yourself permission to do less, I hope that this summer feels good in your own way. If this video resonated with you, I would love to hear which swap you're making or even what you're letting go of in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.